There is a question many whisper in silence, a longing that cannot be extinguished by wealth, power, or fleeting pleasures. How does one become a Buddhist monk? On the surface, the answer seems simple. Leave behind possessions, abandon attachments, shave your head, enter a monastery, and live a life of ritual and meditation. But beneath that ritual lies a deeper truth. For to become a monk is not merely to change one's clothes or location. It is to confront the storm within. It is to turn away from the chaos of desire, fear, and anger, and to build a fortress of self-mastery so unshakable that no force of life can dismantle it. This fortress has been described before, not only in monasteries, but in the writings of those who understood the battle of the soul. Seneca warned us, you must live for yourself before you can live for another. Epictetus reminded us, no man is free who is not master of himself. And Marcus Aurelius declared, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The path of becoming a monk, then, is not about escaping the world. It is about defeating the world inside of you. Number 1. Renunciation of illusions. The monk's robe is not a symbol of holiness, but of renunciation. To renounce is not to hate the world, but to refuse to be owned by it. We are born into a prison of desires. We hunger for status, we thirst for admiration, we cling to possessions, thinking they will make us whole. But no man has ever filled his soul with gold. Seneca observed, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. If we wish to walk the monk's path, we must begin here, with the courage to let go, not of life itself, but of the illusions that enslave it. A true monk is not impoverished, he is liberated. He has stripped away the excess so that nothing remains but what cannot be taken from him, his reason, his discipline, his virtue. And this renunciation is not bound to temples or monasteries. It can be done here, where we stand, if we have the will to cut away what poisons the soul. Number 2. The war within, mastery over destructive emotions. The greatest battle of the monk is not against hunger or cold or silence. It is against rage, envy, greed, fear, the destructive emotions that corrode the spirit. Epictetus told his students, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. What he meant was this: when anger arises, it reveals not the strength of the world, but the weakness of our own fortress. To live as a monk of the soul is to recognize this truth. We cannot control insult, betrayal, or pain, but we can control the blade we point inward, our reaction. We may not choose the storm, but we can choose to be the mountain unmoved by it. Marcus Aurelius confessed in his meditations, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the essence of monastic mastery, not the absence of hardship, but the refusal to be its slave. The man who conquers his anger is more powerful than the man who conquers kingdoms. Number 3. Discipline as the gate to freedom. The monk lives by rules. He wakes before dawn, eats little, prays much, and submits to discipline. To the untrained, this looks like chains, but in truth, it is freedom. Without discipline, we are dragged by impulses like prisoners in chains. We are enslaved by hunger, lust, laziness, distraction. But discipline cuts these chains. It teaches us to act by choice, not by compulsion. Seneca said, most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. And modern researchers in philosophy echo this truth. Self-control predicts resilience, longevity, and inner peace. It is no coincidence that those who endure most often practice restraint. The path to becoming a monk is not an escape from responsibility, but the deepest form of responsibility. Rule over the self. The man who governs himself needs no master. Number 4. Poverty as wealth. To the world, the monk seems poor. He owns no gold, no land, no inheritance. But this is illusion. His wealth is invisible, freedom from fear of loss. What can you steal from the man who desires nothing? What can you threaten him with when he has already renounced what you cling to? Epictetus lived in poverty and declared, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. We must not fear simplicity. We must embrace it, for the fewer our needs, the greater our freedom. The path of the monk shows us that real wealth is to sit at peace with oneself, unafraid of poverty, death, or ridicule. Number 5. The fortress of silence. Monks spend their lives in silence, not because words are evil, but because silence reveals truth. We live in a world of noise, Endless chatter, distractions, and arguments. We speak much, but we listen little. And so our minds grow restless, scattered, weak. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." Silence forces us inward to examine what truly lies within our control. It teaches us to be still, to resist the chaos outside, to face the thoughts we fear. To become a monk is to learn that silence is not emptiness. It is strength. It is the training ground of the soul. Number 6. Death as a teacher. Every monk meditates on death, not as morbid ritual, but as liberation. To remember death is to remember that life is borrowed, fragile, and fleeting. Seneca wrote in his letters, "Rehearse death." To say this is to tell a man to rehearse his freedom. A man who has learned how to die has unlearned how to be a slave. If we carry death with us, we live differently. We stop wasting time on trivial anger. We stop clinging to things we cannot keep. We begin to live urgently, fiercely, with clarity. The monk's strength is not that he fears nothing, but that he fears nothing that matters. Number 7. The inner monastery. We must understand this. Not all of us will travel to temples, shave our heads, or live as Buddhist monks. But that is not the essence of the path. The monastery is built inside us. Its walls are discipline. Its prayer is silence. Its altar is reason. And its God is virtue. The question is not, how do I become a monk? The question is, am I willing to renounce illusion, master myself, and embrace fortitude? If the answer is yes, then we are already monks in spirit. Number 8. The call to fortitude. To become a monk is to step into fire willingly, not to escape it. It is to endure insult, hardship, and temptation with unshakable calm. It is to practice daily the art of rising above. Epictetus told his disciples, "Difficulties show what men are," and indeed they do. For the monk, every difficulty is a test. Every loss is a teacher. Every wound is an invitation to grow stronger. We are not here to run from the world. We are here to conquer it. Not with swords or crowns, but with virtue, patience, and reason. The robe may belong to monks, but the strength belongs to anyone who dares to claim it. So how does one become a Buddhist monk? Not by rituals, not by titles, not by robes, but by conquering the enemy within. We renounce illusions. We master destructive emotions. We discipline our lives. We embrace poverty as freedom. We build fortresses of silence. We rehearse death as liberation. And we carry the monastery within us. This is the path. This is the challenge. This is the life of unshakable fortitude. The world will not understand. They will see us as strange, detached, even cold. But we will know. We will know that within us burns a strength they cannot touch. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes, the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." We do not need to flee to distant monasteries to walk this path. We can begin here, now, with the will to master ourselves. Let us not ask, how does one become a monk? Let us declare instead, we already are, if we choose to be. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.